hockey fan here once again, and today I'd like to talk about Montreal's elite prospect, Nick Suzuki. He plays for the Guelph Storm in the OHL right now. Last year he had 100 points. He got drafted by Vegas, 13th overall in last year's first round draft. He's a blue chip prospect, at least in my opinion he is. He played for the World Juniors in Canada. He's played for the London Knights junior team before. He's got a lot of experience for a guy his age. He's not a very big guy, but he's really sturdy for his age. Some things about Nick Suzuki. Told you when he was drafted. His age, he's only 19 years old, so he's a very young, very fast prospect. He's 5'11", so he's still got a bit of growth to go to him. He doesn't look 5'11" when you see him on the ice. He looks like a shorter player, but apparently he's 5'11", that's what he's listed as. He looks like a Gallagher stature player, like a shorter player. But he's solid for sure for his size. He's 183 pounds. I'd like to see him get a bit thicker. They say he plays dirty, he's hard to bang off the puck, stuff like that. I didn't see that so much in the preseason this year. He played a couple games in the preseason, like he played on the power play against Toronto in the preseason. The thing I noticed about Suzuki is he's really fast. He makes the right move. He can pass really good. He's defensively inept. He has good hockey IQ. He looks like he's going to be at least a solid number 2 center in the future. He just needs to grow a bit, and he needs to be able to stay on the puck a bit more. He kind of reminds me like Kotkaniemi was earlier in the year, is you can knock him off the puck pretty easy at the NHL level, because where he's playing in OHL, he's not playing against big grown men like you're going to see in the NHL. So I think a couple more years development, we should see him in halves. He'll probably get called up next year. I'm pretty sure he's done in the OHL next year, and I could see him going to Laval for a year of development. I think that would be the best route for Nick Suzuki myself, but who knows, he could be like Kotkaniemi next year, come through and blow us all away. He just doesn't have the size, the hockey IQ, and the overall skill and potential Kotkaniemi does, but he definitely has certain weapons Kotkaniemi doesn't. His speed is much better, and his hockey IQ is right up there with him, and he always knows where to be in the right spot on the ice. Canada got eliminated in the World Juniors this year, but he did have 3 assists for Canada in 5 games. And one thing I noticed about Canada, even though he wasn't scoring goals, he was one of their leaders on the ice, and in important moments when they needed important players out there, he seemed to be out there a lot. Like with Comtois and those guys, they had their line going, but Suzuki had his own line, and it was a very important, very busy line. He plays center, so like I said, he's a blue chip prospect. He's at center. So Montreal got him through the trade for Pacioretty. We got Tatar, another second round pick, and Nick Suzuki, and he's supposed to be the highlight of the package. So far, it's been Tatar to me. Tatar has been excellent. If he could stay at the pace he's at for another 2 or 3 years, he's excellent. With Suzuki and him are to throw into me, but Suzuki's going to be a great player too. Time will tell, but I think he's going to be a great player myself. His contract's very reasonable, entry-level contract. He signed until the 2021-22 season, so 2021-2022, another 3 years pretty much, for $1.35 million a year. Not bad at all. It shows how good he is. He's not even playing in the NHL yet, and he's already making over $1 million a year, so he's definitely worth it there. That's a good contract in my mind. We'll see if it is or not. But when he comes to Montreal and he starts earning that money and he starts playing for it, he actually gets his 10 games in and starts playing for it as official rookie, he will be great. I feel by the time he's truly in Montreal, by the time he gets the call, he'll be ready to play in the NHL. I just hope they don't rush him in next year if he's not ready. But who knows? He might be ready by next year, because he's one of those guys. He progresses, gets better game by game for sure. Some of his stats are in 2017, 2018, in 64 games played for the Owen Sound Attack. He had 42 goals, 58 assists, 100 points. I tried to find his plus minus on everything. Can't find his plus minus for any of his years on any site I checked. NHL.com, there's no NHL stats, so his preseason stats weren't there. He must not have played any games for Vegas, because he has 0 NHL stats, and I cannot find his plus minus, so sorry about that, guys. I can't find his plus minus. If any of you guys know, comment to tell me what his plus minus was last year, because I'd like to know it myself. But anyways, in 64 games played, like I said, he has 42 games, 55 assists, 100 points. That was in 2017, 2018 for the Owen Sound Attack. This year, for the Owen Sound Attack to start off, he has, in 30 games played, he has 22 goals, 23 assists, 45 points. Then he got traded to the Guelph Storm. In 11 games played for Guelph, he's pretty much on the same pace. He has 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. So he has 60 points in 41 games played. He has 60 points. So he's well over a point-game player. And I can easily see him hitting 100 points again this year. There's 62 games in the OHL, 64 games in the OHL season, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's only 64 games. And so that means he has 23 more games to get 40 points. He's over a point a game player. I could easily see him doing it. He might just even surpass last year's totals. And at the World Juniors, he had in 5 games played, 0 goals, 3 assists, 3 points. They got eliminated in the quarter. So it was kind of sad to see him go in the World Juniors. Some notes about Nick Suzuki is he did play a few games in the preseason. He played against Toronto. They put him on the power play against Toronto. At one point, he was slotted up on the first line. I didn't see much of him. I couldn't find any stats on NHL.com. They don't list preseason stats. I think he did get an assist or two. I'm pretty sure he got an assist or two. I remember him being in on a play. Could be wrong. But what I seen him in the preseason, really good, young, fast player. Could play in NHL if a team really, really needed him as a third or fourth liner. Don't think he's ready to be a center in the NHL yet. They could put him in there as a winger. He can create, and he can create passes and make passing plays just as well as he can score goals. His stats in the OHL show that. His stats, every year I'm looking at his stats. He has almost as much goals as assists. He either has more goals than assists, or he has more assists than goals. He's even. He can create plays and he can score goals. He just needs to grow a bit. He needs to get a bit more size to him, get a bit more sturdy, and he needs to get more consistent at the NHL level, because in the preseason, he just didn't look consistent. He looked good for about the first 10 minutes of the game, and then you could see the game was wearing on him. So over an 82-game season, I think it would really, really, really wear him down throughout the season. Like, he'd probably be good the first 20 games, 30 games, and then you'd see that wear and tear on a young player like that. He's just not built to play in the NHL yet, but I do think he will be in the NHL in 2 or 3 years, and he will be a good player, don't get me wrong. His brother is also a really good player. His brother's more built to play in the NHL now. He's a bit bigger. His game is more suited to the NHL besides the speed, because his brother Ryan Suzuki isn't as fast as Nick. Nick is definitely a better player, definitely has better potential and better upsides, but if you were going to throw a guy into the NHL right now, Ryan is more built for the NHL. He can take the hit more, he can absorb the impact more, and he's better. He's harder to get off the puck. He's better defensively than Nick, in my opinion. Ryan Suzuki plays for Barrie Colts in the OHL, so we got 2 elite prospects in the same family. It's good to show that they got that in the blood. And also notable to mention, their uncle's David Suzuki, so they're definitely got a smart family too. Their uncle's the famous scientist David Suzuki from the nature of things. So a lot of cool facts about Nick Suzuki. He's a very, very fast, smart player. He can create, and he plays on the power play in the OHL. Every team he's ever been on, he's been a first line or second line power play guy. He's kind of like Drew N. In fact, he quarterbacks the power play. He's the guy creating, pulling out a spin move, cycling the puck, coming down on a half wall, kicking it out to guys. He's not much of a shooter from the point or nothing like that, but he can get in close at one time or get off a good wrist shot. But he could really help the power play in a couple of years. Who knows, we might not even need the power play to help by the time he comes along. But if we did, he would be a good addition to the power play. Even if we absolutely were desperate and he was playing for the Habs right now, he would probably be able to score goals on the power play, because they're not going to be able to get the body on him like they would 5-on-5, and he'd find his open ice, and he does have a really good shot. His shot is not a rocket by no means. It's not a crazy fast shot. He just had good accuracy. He knows where to put it. He has very good finishing ability. One thing that really stands out to him, his puck retrieval is good, and he has great finishing ability. Like, his shot, I don't know exactly what his shooting accuracy is in the OHL, but every game I've ever watched him play, if he's open and he gets that open shot, he's hitting it at least 50% of the time. He's hitting the net. He's putting it past the goalie at least 50% of the time if he's open on a quality scoring chance. So that's some notes about Nick Suzuki. Let's hope he's a great Hab. Who knows? He might be playing in Montreal next year. I'm guessing the year after next year we will see him as a mainstay Hab. He'll probably come in slotted as the third line center like Kotkaniemi did, or who even knows, a second line center. I don't think he's the future number 1 center, because we had Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who I think is a far superior player, at least at this moment, but Suzuki could be a really good number 2, number 3 down the future. We also have Ryan Poehling at center, so we got two blue chip top prospects. Ryan Poehling, the World Junior MVP. Who knows what Suzuki could have did if he had to make it to the finals. I don't think he would have been MVP, but I think he would have had a few more goals, put up a few more good stats, but nobody knows that. Anyways, that's my Nick Suzuki take, my Nick Suzuki video. Hope you guys like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. I'd prefer to subscribe, though, and appreciate you guys viewing it. I hope you guys are looking forward to Nick Suzuki as much as I am. I'm going to drop a Josh Brooks video now in a week or so. I just want to do a bit more research on him. It's kind of hard to find all the numbers on Brooks, so I'd like to do a bit more research on him, hear about what kind of player he is, and watch a few more games and play. I didn't watch much of Josh Brooks, so I'd like to see the guy play before I talk about him. But anyways, this is my Nick Suzuki video. Mr. Average Hockey Fan, over and out. Have a great day, folks.